It's an honor to stand with you today at the intersection of innovation, fairness, and human dignity. We're about to embark on an exploratory journey into the dynamic world of artificial intelligence, or AI. Together, we'll navigate the maze of legal complexities surrounding AI. We look into intellectual property rights, privacy and data protection, liability issues, ethical dilemmas, and the rapidly shifting regulatory terrain. This conversation isn't just about unpacking the legal jargon. It's about broadening your understanding and inspiring you to lead thought-provoking discussions in your classrooms and beyond. Let's dive into these crucial matters, challenging our perspectives and shaping the future with knowledge and insight. Before we dive in, we first need to understand what intellectual property is and how it's different from physical property. Intellectual property, or IP, refers to creations of the mind, which can be anything from song lyrics and poetry to designs, names, and images. IP represents intangible creations, like ideas and expressions, rather than physical property, like houses or cars. As we delve into the complex interplay between IP laws and artificial intelligence, we encounter a series of groundbreaking challenges and questions. This conversation is especially relevant for anyone who considers themselves to be an artist, musician, creator, or innovator. Understanding the evolution of IP rights in the context of AI is not just an academic exercise. It's a matter of safeguarding an individual's creativity and innovation in the digital age. The artist is an attorney specializing in federal contracting who writes songs and sings in an a cappella group outside of work. She's been singing for years, but the latest developments in AI have her asking some tough questions to her friend. Let's listen to the conversation to learn more.
You know about copyright laws, right?
Yes, I do. I have to try to keep my clients in line. Out of trouble.
Okay, so I've got a question for you.
Sure.
I've been following the AI and copyright debate pretty closely, and as an amateur singer-songwriter, I am kind of curious about how AI-created music fits into the larger copyright question.
Yeah, AI is definitely a complex can of worms. So copyright laws were obviously written pre-algorithm, specifically for human creators. But the main question now is, if AI creates pieces of music or art, who owns it? Is it the programmer, the user, or is it public domain?
What is the deal with public domain work anyway?
So that is actually a legal term for work that is not copyright protected or whose copyright has expired, making them freely accessible for anyone to use, reproduce, or distribute without permission or cost.
That's exactly my concern. I mean, my music is certainly inspired by everything around me, but it's still me. If AI uses part of existing songs to create something new, doesn't that infringe on the rights of the original artist?
Yeah, that's a really valid point. AI is just another tool, like an instrument, all right? So if we use AI to create music, including songwriting, perhaps the music AI helps to create should be copyrighted, but not the process or the AI contribution itself.
Where do we draw the line? If AI uses a singer's voice or lyrics from multiple songwriters to create a hit single, isn't that a violation of the singer and songwriter's copyrights?
That is where the crux of this debate lies. So the current copyright frameworks don't adequately address these nuances, particularly with AI's ability to synthesize and create based on the existing works. This is where the challenge for policymakers came in, okay? So they're tasked with updating laws to protect creators just like yourself without stifling innovation and the potential benefits AI can bring to the music industry and beyond.
Okay, so what are the policymakers doing to find the right balance?
It is in the works, that's for sure, at a state, national, and international level. Everyone knows that copyright laws need to be updated to reflect the realities of AI, like a proposal to create a system where AI-generated works that heavily rely on pre-existing copyrighted materials must have a licensing agreement in place. That would ensure the original artists are compensated when their works are used for training data for AI.
Okay, that sounds like a step in the right direction, but how feasible is it to track and enforce those agreements, especially when AI can analyze and learn from millions of pieces of data?
Yeah, that is a challenge for sure, no doubt. One idea is to require AI developers to disclose what works or data they use to train their models for transparency.
Transparency is crucial, but what about the artists who don't even know their work is being used? Shouldn't there be a mechanism in place to protect them too?
That's where the concept of mandated transparency for AI training comes into play. Training data is the information used to teach or train the AI. Now, if AI developers are required to disclose their source of training data, it could be easier to identify when copyrighted material is being used without permission. From there, appropriate compensation mechanisms can be put into place.
That works in theory, but I worry about how fair compensation is ensured. I mean, what about lesser-known artists whose work might not be used extensively?
That is a valid point. The system definitely needs checks and balances and possibly overseen by an independent body to make sure that it's all fair. This could include audits of AI training data and establishment of funds specifically aimed at compensating creators whose work contributes to AI development. The key is creating both a legal framework that's transparent and fair.
So there's still a lot to figure out. As an artist, I want to know my rights are protected, but I also recognize the potential creativity that AI holds. It's about finding that right balance.
That's exactly right. The goal is to create an environment where innovation can thrive without undermining the rights and earnings of the creators who provide the creative materials for that innovation. With ongoing conversations between artists, technologists, policymakers, and the general public, I'm really optimistic that we can craft a system that respects and benefits everyone involved.
Now that is music to my ears. Thank you. Thank you so much for all the info. It's nice to see that there are steps moving forward, and it sounds like I might be able to do something about it. It's really great that we have the opportunity to help craft a system that will protect creators and foster innovation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is an important conversation that will help shape a future where technology and creativity can coexist in such a way that benefits everyone. So let's keep pushing for a, innovative future.
As creators, the outcomes of the conversations and the ever-changing landscape of intellectual property law has a direct implication on your rights and the value of your creations. This isn't just about large corporations or abstract legal principles, it's about your ability as a creator and an innovator to control and benefit from your creative output. As mentioned in the conversation, the challenge we face is in finding ways to encourage innovation in AI while also ensuring that the rights of creators are not sidelined. By understanding these issues, your students can advocate for policies and practices that enshrine creator rights while also fostering technological innovation. This is not an easy balance to achieve. Their perspectives and their voices are crucial in shaping a future that respects and values the contributions of all creators and that derives responsible technological progress.
Next, we'll discuss a critical intersection of AI in our personal lives, the impact of artificial intelligence on data privacy and protection. In an era where AI capabilities are rapidly expanding, understanding these implications is crucial, especially for you and your students. Maria is a recent college graduate who is just starting her career as an English teacher in New York City. She's concerned about the amount of targeted advertising she's now seeing, seemingly every time she's online. She meets up with her mentor, a seasoned attorney, to help her understand more about the importance of data privacy and AI. Let's listen to the conversation to learn more.
Hey, Trevor, thank you so much for meeting me on this rainy day.
No problem. Honestly, just glad to have a second cup of coffee and to get off campus. What's up? How can I help?
Okay, well, everything's going really well, but I do have one question that I'd like to pick your brain about, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Ask away.
All right. So I've been hearing a lot lately about AI and data privacy, and I'm not sure how concerned I should be about how targeted my ads are on social media. I just don't really know why I should be worried or if I should be worried. What am I missing?
Oh, it is a wild world out here. Think about it this way. Every time that you use an online service, like, let's say, social media, online shopping, or even educational tools, your personal information is being collected. AI uses this information to learn and make decisions which can lead to advancements, but also exposes you to potential risk. Without proper protections, your personal information could be used in ways you haven't consented to, leading you to face situations like identity theft, manipulation, or unwanted surveillance.
Okay, so it's about controlling how my information is used. But I heard that people in California have more control over their data because of something called the California Privacy Rights Act and the California Consumer Privacy Act. Why do different places have different rules? Is that even fair?
There's the CCPA and its amendment CPRA, which are two of the larger data protection regulations in the United States. Now, they grant individuals enhanced privacy rights and control over their personal information, including the right to know about, delete, and opt out of the sale of their personal information. Now, with the CPRA expanding on these protections and introducing additional rights around data collection and limiting the use of social security numbers, financial account information, and other sensitive personal information, while it might seem unfair at a glance, it does reflect the differing priorities across state lines. However, it's create a patchwork of rules that will leave some people less protected than others.
Wow, that is super helpful. Thank you so much, Trevor. But what are the risks for someone like me? I mean, I don't have anything valuable enough to steal, right?
Well, the value of your data isn't just in direct financial terms. It's also about your privacy and autonomy. For example, your browsing history, location data, or even the way you type can be used to create a profile of you. This profile could then be used to influence your decisions. I mean, from what you buy to whom you vote for, without your explicit consent. Now, additionally, if your data is mishandled, it could lead to sensitive information about you being exposed publicly.
Yikes. Well, what can we do about it?
Well, being informed is the first step to understanding how your data is collected, used, and protected. Now, advocating for responsible AI use and stronger data protection law is another. And on a personal level, being cautious about what information you put online can really go a long way to helping you protect yourself.
That makes sense. I guess it's about being proactive with our data instead of just accepting things as they are. Well, I'll definitely be paying more attention to what I'm doing with my privacy settings and when I'm online.
I mean, exactly. And remember, this isn't just about protecting yourself. By advocating for better data protections, you're actually helping a lot of people out. Your voice can contribute to helping shape a future where AI enhances our lives without compromising our privacy and dignity.
Addressing these concerns isn't a spectator sport. It demands active participation. AI's complexities necessitate more nuanced policies and ethical guidelines. This ongoing evolution of AI technology calls for regulatory frameworks that are not just reactive, but that proactively safeguard privacy rights across geographic regions. This necessitates dialogue about consent for the collection and use of your personal information by AI systems, transparency about when and how your personal information can be used and shared with others, strategies to prevent the unauthorized use and exposure of your personal information, and ways to combat and offset unfair bias in the output of AI systems. By staying informed and engaging in these important discussions, you and your students play a key role in ensuring that AI advances in a manner that is fair and principled and that benefits society without compromising our privacy.
Next, we dive into the ethical dimensions and liability considerations of artificial intelligence. As HBCU professors, you're not just witnesses to this transformation. You are participants, and importantly, educating future leaders who will navigate and shape its course. Sam is a college student studying political science. Their current college classes don't mention much about AI, but they've read enough to know that they're concerned about how AI might do more harm than good to society. They meet up with Professor Smith, an engineering professor, on their campus to talk through their concerns and learn more about the potential benefits of AI. Let's listen to learn more.
Thank you so much for meeting with me, Professor. I know you're in the thick of finishing your novel, so I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but I do have some questions.
Hey, I welcome the distraction. How can I be helpful?
Okay, so AI. I keep reading about how it's going to take over the world. Now, I'm worried about how it could discriminate against marginalized groups and can't figure out what benefits could outweigh those harms. I mean, how does AI benefit society?
AI is a tool. Used properly, it can be very good. For example, in healthcare, it can be used to diagnose and personalize medicine, leading to better outcomes. And it can enhance efficiencies in industries. It can even help tackle climate change by optimizing energy use. Now, you're right though. There is the chance for it to be used poorly. AI systems can perpetuate biases found in their training data, making things like job recruitment, law enforcement, and loan approvals less fair. It does disproportionately affect marginalized communities, and your concerns are certainly fair.
So it's a technology, neither good nor bad on its own. It's just how it's used.
Exactly. It's in the use of it that brings up ethical questions. For instance, I've used AI to enhance certain educational tools to provide a more concrete learning experience for my students. So I know that if not carefully implemented, it could reinforce stereotypes or provide unequal benefits to students from different backgrounds. This dichotomy is why certain groups, especially those who have been marginalized, might be wary of how AI is used in decision-making processes that affect their lives.
Definitely. So while it offers solutions to some of our biggest challenges, it also can exacerbate existing inequalities if not used thoughtfully.
Precisely. And this is where the importance of ethical AI comes into the picture. By integrating ethical considerations into the development and deployment of AI systems, we can work towards maximizing the benefits while minimizing the harms. This involves not just the technologists who design and build these systems, but people of all walks of life participating in shaping how AI is used.
Okay, so we definitely need ethical AI, but what can a student like me do to contribute to the balance and help make sure AI benefits society without causing harm?
Great question. Start by having conversations with professors, your fellow students, and others in the community about the ethical concerns of AI and also the potential benefits. You can advocate for transparency and accountability in AI applications, especially those used in public services, even as a college student. Pay attention to the areas where our campus is using AI. Are you happy with how professors and administrators use the technology? You have a voice in determining how AI is used.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack, and it certainly seems like nothing is set in stone, which is good. I guess I am a little surprised to learn that I can advocate for ethical AI practices and policies.
Absolutely. The future of AI is not predetermined. It will be shaped by the actions, decisions, and perspectives of people just like you. By being actively involved and informed, you can help ensure that the deployment of AI technologies reflects these values, benefiting society as a whole without leaving anyone behind.
HBCUs have a long history of empowering leaders who drive societal change. You and your students are part of this legacy. Let's embrace the challenge of ethical AI. Let's ask the hard questions and work towards solutions that ensure the technology uplifts us all together. The conversation you just heard demonstrates the complexity surrounding the ethical dimensions and liability considerations of artificial intelligence, highlighting its dual nature of being both an unbelievable force for good and a serious source of concern. They underscore the importance of ethical AI development and use. Students and educators play a crucial role in advocating for AI systems that are transparent, accountable, and inclusive. This dialogue serves as a call to action for the HBCU community to explore the many ideas and engage in the many debates about AI. These debates are not superficial arguments about words on a page, but are about the policies that will inevitably shape our lives.
Next, we'll journey through the evolving landscape of artificial intelligence regulation. Our goal is to shed light on the significance of ethical considerations in AI development and the crucial role of informed advocacy in shaping a technology-driven future that is equitable and just for all. In the realm of AI, balancing innovation with ethical considerations is a global challenge. Taylor and Jordan are both senior attorneys at a global professional services firm. Taylor leads the firm's government and public affairs law practice, while Jordan leads the firm's privacy law group. The advent of AI has made both of their jobs a bit more exciting, as the laws and policies regarding AI continue to change daily. As experts in their respective practice areas, they've come together to discuss the challenges and benefits to this rapidly changing legal landscape. Let's listen to the conversation to learn more.
Is this seat taken?
Of course not. It's good to see someone who is as in the weeds as I am with this AI stuff. I mean, the pace AI is evolving is really throwing a wrench in the traditional legal framework that we're used to.
No kidding. Look at the European Union's AI Act, which will set international standards and influence U.S. policy and consequently the technologies and systems students will use, work with, or develop in their careers. It's setting the stage for how we might approach AI oversight, focusing on things like transparency and accountability.
It's a tricky balance, isn't it? I mean, state laws can be quick to adapt and cater to local values, which is great for innovation, but then you end up with a patchwork scenario, and that's a headache for any lawyer trying to advise clients on a national or international scale.
Federal regulations could clean up that mess with a unified approach, but moving that machinery is slow. By the time we get something passed, we could be dealing with a whole new set of AI advancements.
Right. And that's why this conversation should matter to people everywhere. It's just not the tech folks who need to pay attention. AI's reach into areas like hiring and healthcare and the justice system means that it'll impact everyone. Ensuring it does so fairly is crucial, especially for communities that tech has been overlooked or underserved in the past.
Exactly. There's a lot of room for college students to get involved too, whether that's through advocacy, contributing to tech policy discussions, or just making informed choices about the techs they use and support both on campus and in their local communities.
And let's not forget about the power of education in this. Bringing ethical AI discussions into classrooms can equip students with critical thinking skills that they'll need to navigate and shape this landscape.
Totally. It's about getting a dialogue going that includes diverse voices. After all, AI isn't just being built for one group of people. Its impact is global. That means solutions need to be inclusive, drawing from a broad range of perspectives to make sure the tech we're creating is actually beneficial for all.
Yeah, that is super spot on, Jordan. And with the international angle, like the UN pushing for safe, secure, and trustworthy AI, there's a clear call for worldwide cooperation. It shows how interconnected these issues are and why we need to think beyond our backyards.
For students stepping into this arena, it's an incredible opportunity to influence a technology that's reshaping our world. They've got the chance to advocate for a future where AI doesn't just serve the few, but enriches the lives of the many.
I really couldn't agree more. You know, the tech is advancing rapidly, but it's the human elements, the ethics, equity, and regulation that will determine whether AI becomes a tool for widespread benefit or a source of division. It's up to us and the next generation to board that ship.
The regulatory landscape for artificial intelligence is a dynamic field that requires vigilant attention and active participation from all members of our democracy, but especially educators and their students. The discussion we just heard highlights the complexity of navigating AI regulation at the state and federal level, underscoring the importance of fostering an inclusive dialogue that incorporates many diverse perspectives. For HBCU students and educators, the novelty of growing AI adoption presents unique opportunities to be at the forefront of advocacy, advocating for AI policies that are ethical, that are fair, well-intentioned, and that respect the rights and dignity of all individuals.
As we conclude, I want to emphasize the critical role you play in this evolving dialogue. Your engagement and the conversations you inspire among your students are vital in shaping the future of AI. AI is constantly changing, and it's important that you and your students stay informed. To this end, I encourage you to leverage resources that offer up-to-date insights and analyses of AI's legal and ethical dimensions. One such resource is the Deloitte AI Institute. The Institute serves as a hub for research, thought leadership, and engagement on the world of AI. It provides valuable insights into the latest AI trends, ethical considerations, and regulatory developments. By integrating resources like those offered by Deloitte into your curriculum and research, you can offer your students a well-rounded understanding of AI's potential and pitfalls. As we stand at the forefront of AI innovation, your role in guiding thoughtful, informed discussions among our future leaders cannot be overstated. By engaging your students in these types of conversations, you are preparing them to navigate and shape the future of technology with both wisdom and integrity. Let's embrace this journey with enthusiasm and commitment. The path AI will take is not predetermined. It is shaped by the knowledge we impart and the ethical considerations we prioritize. Together, let's ensure that as AI continues to evolve, it does so in a way that uplifts and benefits all of society. Thank you for your dedication and for inspiring the next generation of leaders to approach artificial intelligence with a balanced perspective of its vast potential and inherent responsibilities.